Hello my friends and welcome to a hardcore episode. Now, let's give an update on the general store. I have done a rough design for the roof which goes 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, same pattern as this, but we're actually going to square it off. We're not going to bring it out any more than one, and I think that will actually suit our... I was looking at the general store from our little pillar over there, and I found that, I like it looking square. It's a general store. It's not meant to look as epic as the inn, but it's meant to have its kind of own design that's more practical for a general store, you know? A inn should look a bit fancy so people want to stay there, you know, the night. Anyway, so I also did the walls. I tried beveling this to see how I liked... Oh, I actually did that the wrong way. I just recently changed it back. But what I did is I brought the wall in by one, kind of like our outer walls over... we'll go over here. Our outer walls over here. And I kind of brought it in one to see how that would look. And I didn't mind it. The only issue is if you bevel everything... The bevel doesn't actually look as good. I'm going to call it bevel. It's just when I bring the wall in like this and do a fancy pattern there. So I'm going to leave this one out and maybe just add stuff to it and see how I like it. Obviously, it's something small, so it can be changed and won't be too much of an issue. I was reading a lot of the comments between the previous episode, but I didn't really do a tally of what you guys preferred with the lamps, but... That's something that isn't too, insta needs to be done. We've got some lamps around. I like when they all turn on at once. Another thing I saw a lot of comments on, and I actually think I mentioned it in the previous episode, was having this be the bottom of the cellar. Now, I have a similar idea, and I think you guys will like it, is I have the cellar here. Or, is it a cellar? Yeah, I think it's a cellar when it's under as well. But yeah, in the cellar, I have the chest, and then in the corner, maybe have a dripping bit of water. And that, has decayed some of the stone, and there's a hole in the wall. And that hole in the wall leads into this cave. And what I was thinking is if we find a zombie spawner, we'll actually get it to funnel mobs into this cave. And they'll come out into our cellar. And what we might do is put half slabs here just so that we can see them. But, I don't want to walk into our general store, to do a build. And then be like, oh shit, there's 36 creepers or zombies in here and freak out. But yeah, you'll see I've built up the walls and I've actually been laying out the inside. And I know, my color palette is very basic wood at the moment. It's logs, cobblestone, and planks. But it is something we can change, you know. The most important part to me is the design, which while I'm speaking of this, I'll actually go up here and do some of the building that I wanted to try and see. I want to see if these are the same height, but I'm not actually sure if they are. But yeah, so, you know, if, let's say we build this roof out of cobblestone like we are right now, if I don't like it, I have no issue changing that block. The base idea for me is that I like the design. So, let's hope that that goes well. Now, I did want to do a bit more of a chit-chatty episode, because I actually have to head off soon and trying to stick on that daily uploads, but I still want to provide quality. And I was thinking, what do you guys like me to speak about? So I thought of it. When I'm live streaming, I always get, the request to tell an embarrassing story. And unfortunately, I never really had to, well, not unfortunately, so fortunately for me, but unfortunately for you, I haven't had too many, and one popped into my head before, and I suppose it was embarrassing for when I was younger, but, as I grew up, I didn't really care. But when I was younger, we had neighbors that were a tad older than me, and... where they would have cool bikes, and I got a bike for Christmas. And that bike was... what color was it? I feel like it was yellow and blue. Which, by the way, back then seemed so tacky. I wouldn't ride a yellow and blue. Not that I care what color my bike is now, but I feel like yellow and blue just don't go together. But yeah, so let me just think of how I'm going to do this. So, oh, crap. What I'll do now is I'll do a bracing, and I'll use that bracing with the wood here. And the bracing is going to go across here because... oh, actually, this should be staircases up. Oh, God, I hate doing this, so it's always so hard to do. So, like that. Anyway, so, yeah, these neighbors actually, were... they were my friend. Well, kind of my friend. They were my neighbors, you know, that, weren't, besties, but they would ride their bike with me, and I didn't have a bike at the time, so I got the bike, and... they called it a bananas in pajamas bike, and because I was slightly younger, but I was over the age of watching bananas in pajamas, that really upset me. And, I remember going in and telling my dad, I'm pretty sure it was my dad, that, the neighbors are picking on me, and, he said wet them with the hose, and I little Brenny took that and actually did it. And I remember them riding past, like, I legit remember doing this, which is, it's amazing, like, I feel like all our memory, I feel like all of our memories that we have in life are still kind of there. We just, like, sometimes have to, like, wake them up, because occasionally Swifty will bring things up, like, if you don't know, Swifty is the co-owner of Beastcraft, of things that, like, I have said in the past, and, or, like, when we first met, and I'll be like, holy crap, I don't remember that at all, and I'm sure I do the same thing for him, and it's just awesome, you know, and, like, anyway, so they're riding past the house, and I've got the hose, like, trying to spray the crap out of them. I remember distinctively trying to spray it across the road, like a long distance. So that was fun, and that was one of my little embarrassing stories. And then, like, there was Insta embarrassing things, like, for example, when I was younger, me and my friends would run through the house really quickly, and we had this fly screen door. If you don't know, I feel like not everyone has fly screen doors. I remember watching a vlog, and they're like, what the hell's this door? But yeah, basically, it's a light door that stops flies from coming in your house, but allows the air in. Anyway, so, which I feel like I'm explaining, like, the dumbest thing. Like you guys are aliens or something and don't know what that is, but maybe someone doesn't. Anyway, so, we would run through the house, like, chasing each other, like, wrestling, throwing sticks at each other. I don't know, kids, you know? Anyway, and I remember, like, running through the door, like, my buddy, I think we got these, like, fake swords from, like, some $2 shop, and we was fighting with them, and he accidentally threw it and hit me right under the eye, and I was chasing him through the house, and, he ran to the, no, someone was chasing me. Oh, I think I'm mixing, oh, actually, I remember that one, actually. So, the fake sword story, I actually threw the sword from, like, 20 meters away at his head while the door, he was going into the door. But this time, I was actually getting chased, and, I went to run through the front door with the fly screen, but it was locked. And I just hit this fly screen door as hard as I could. And actually, I have a bad rep with doors, I just realized. Let's go get some more cobblestone. Where the hell am I? Let's go get some more cobblestone. But yeah, I also remember I was chasing my other mate. Oh, no, he was chasing me, and I slammed the door in his face, and he went through it. Wow, I have really... Alright, so at the time, it was kind of embarrassing, because I was being such a little dickhead that I broke a door. But once again, something that you kind of... Embarrassment, I feel like, depends on your age. Like, right now, something embarrassing would be, like, me shitting myself in public. Whereas I feel like when I was younger, I probably would have been like, yep, mistakes happen, you know? Different things, different times. No! Why? I wasn't near you! Oh, they didn't do too much damage, but god damn, these creepers are getting me recently. Alright, so what I want to do is, put down this bed, have a power nap. Whoa, what is going on here? What is going on? Like, honestly, there shouldn't be this many mobs. It just ticked over tonight, in my opinion. Oh, the lamp's gone. Alright, anyway, so, don't you dare get to me. Just make it daytime. Oh my god. Yes! Screw game logic. I'll happily take that. Anyway, so, yeah, they're my little embarrassing stories, and I wanted to talk to you about them while I design this build, because I actually feel really chatty recently. Like, I'm in a building mood, but I'm in a more casual building mood. I really wish I could live stream right now, but, unfortunately, I cannot. Anyway, so I'm gonna do the rest of this, basically going to do the same design as that, except it will be flat, like I said, and we'll see how that looks as the roof. It's actually going to take a fair bit of supplies, but one last thing I actually wanted to discuss with you guys was the staircase here, because I don't think I've done it. So there's lots of different ways we can do the staircase. We can do a corner staircase, we can do the staircase starting in the middle of the room and actually having a gap around it, so like around here, and you could walk around it. And there's just like... We could do it straight up, but against the wall, and I think the corner staircase is what I want to go with, because then we can have the kitchen here. And the other thing is, you guys loved me speaking about them having 2 kids, and you guys actually suggested, just because they have 2 kids doesn't mean they would have 2 rooms, because 2 rooms would cost a lot of money, and back then, kids would share a room. So, I'm going to have this as the 2 kids room, the adults room, center room that would just be, maybe have armor stands and maybe a chest. This could actually be the kitchen, or here could be... No, that was the bedroom. This will be the kitchen, And yeah, I'll be pretty happy with that. I don't know if I want to do the kitchen here, depending how this lines up, but like I feel like it could actually do like a fireplace here, you know? And it might actually look good to have a fireplace going through the build and a chimney coming out of the roof. Okay guys, so I have done the roof. It's, well, most of it. It's looking pretty basic, but it does look nice, you know? It's just nothing special like the other one, which, you know, I just keep on it wanting to like step up the build, like epicness, but like I said, it's a general store. It wouldn't have an epic crazy roof because it would be spending all of its money on supplies and stuff. So I basically did the half that we can see, as you can see, because I just want to see how it looks, and I don't mind it. Like I said, yeah, pretty basic. Another thing I want to do is like a little like general store lamp thing coming off, but I don't really know where I want to put that. Think I want to break that and have this here, and then have a log on top of it, and the log hangs over. The only issue is that's actually a decent amount. The build is raised a bit, so I wouldn't mind that too much. How much further? This comes out 3. So we'll go see how this looks, whatever. We'll do it, and then we'll come back and go and do, have a look-see and add other stuff. I also repaired the area over there. I need to start doing it. Like, if I leave it, it doesn't get done. There we go. And we need... Hey, what? I don't know where anything is, because these three chests here, 3 chests there. They all just have random stuff in them. Look at them. This one's the lamp one, and this one here would have everything else because I just used it to fix that area. So, where is everything? Oh my god. Where did my fences go? Maybe I'm looking over them. I don't know where else. There's slabs there. I don't think I used all the fence. Alright, let's just make some fences, which we need some sticks for, like so. And we'll do that. And we'll make some fences, like so. Then we'll make some slabs, because we need some slabs. And then, what button do we use? We use a regular button, which I may actually have in here. Yeah, we got some stone. Oh, we'll make 64 buttons. That's definitely necessary, you know, to go that extreme. And we put the button here, like so. And then we put this one here. And, oh god, hay fever's about to poon me. And then that goes there, and there we go. I don't mind that. Yeah, the different heights don't really matter. It will still be able to say general store. Still haven't picked an in name. It's not because I'm like lazy, it's just because I know at some point there's going to be one I'm like, yes, that is it. Let's go in the inside and do the rest of this roof. And yeah, that's what I'm kind of looking for, as well as like I haven't really fully selected an area name because I would like to name our kingdom as well as the area the kingdom's in, and then I'd like to have more areas in those. Like, let's say I go and do a Western themed build. That could still be called a different area. Maybe we could like have some area related to time travel, like the name, so that like it comes off like we're traveling through time when you go to these different areas. Alright, that seems about right. It's actually getting... I regret putting up the walls because it's actually a bit annoying to get around. But let's go out here and do our Pillar of Destiny. And this Pillar of Destiny will show us how... Oh, I gotta stop bouncing my leg because it... Look. Can you guys hear it? No, I'm just being an idiot. Alright. Yeah. Obviously that's gonna have some extra stuff added to it. The roof may... I even want to add stuff to that roof. See how I did the lining on that roof and I didn't do it on this one? I've actually been debating doing it on this one. But yeah, that's actually looking good for a general store, you know? I'm like, pretty happy with it once we get the bevel around there, which is what I like to call it, but I don't feel like that's the correct name. Added a bit of fanciness to the roof just so that it's got a little bit extra. I'm probably willing to bring it out 2 more, you know? So it's got a bit of fanciness like this one, but it's not as extreme as this one, and it keeps its, you know, basic general store look. But I think what we're gonna do now is maybe work on the cellar, because here is just gonna be shelves and stuff, and that's gonna be me messing around one day on the computer while I'm bored. I think what we'll do is bring it down. Wait, I feel like I had an issue, a reason why I couldn't bring it down one more. Oh no, maybe I think it was, I wanted to see how far I could bring it out this way. But we should be good here to bring this down 1 more level, because no, actually, it's a cellar, so it would kind of be a tight, cramped area. So we'll have it 3 high like it is. Alright, found the issue, guys. We cannot have it 3 high. Because, oh, actually, I could take it off in this direction. And, you know, have it, where could we go to? We could go to here. So the wall would have to go off in this direction, like so. And then we could actually even, you know, we could have it a bit of an odd shape as well. We'll see, I'm going to play around with this. Okay, guys, so we are in the Cellar that I am designing. It's not going to be too big, I don't think, and that seems to make sense to me because, like, a general store wants to buy and sell stuff. They're not going to hoard shit. Maybe, if I do a ore shop place, which I most likely will do, they might have, firstly, they might have a kick-ass looking area. As well as they might have a bigger storage, you know, because, like, you're not going to sell 1,000 diamonds a day, but if you have a lot of diamonds, you know, you don't want to, they're not going to go away or anything if you keep them all stored nicely. So I think that will go well. I'm thinking of doing some support beams in here. Don't know if I'll use a different block. I definitely need to start using different blocks. I'm using the same 3 over and over, and I'm very aware of that. I get comments occasionally. Most of my comments are like, you're a great builder, and, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm very happy with my builds and I'm proud of them, but I still just don't really consider myself a great builder, and I do definitely want to continue to work on it until I myself go, crap, I'm a decent builder now. But then again, like I've mentioned in the past, I also never really want to get to that point because you can always improve with, like, designing stuff, you know, you can always make things look more epic and learn different styles and all that. Alright, so how do I tell here? So, from this point here, it goes 6 out in all directions. So that's what I'm doing. And actually, it was going to be 5, but I made it 6 so that this little corridor area here could have some chests in it. Or else they wouldn't have really fit. And then what we're going to do is have the roof 3 high, I would say. Then the issue is with 3 high, it's not going to exactly fit in here too well. And I'm actually out of cobblestone, which sucks. I'm pretty sure I should have, like... if I've ran out of cobblestone, that's really annoying because I've done a lot of mining. And actually, I haven't been mining for a while, though, which would be, I do want to stock up on some more diamonds so I can be, like, baller fresh again, you know? Whereas, like, right now I'm actually feeling a little less and less diamonds each time. And, like, obviously, every time I enchant, less and less diamonds. Alright, so that is looking good. We could do this. I gotta start shutting this door, especially because the zombies don't register it as a door correctly because it's the other way. I think that's how it works because they seem to have a lot more troubles with it. But yeah, what we're going to do now is the shelves because I feel like it. Alright, so I'm thinking it probably would be nicer for me to design this not in this room, but something like this. Yeah, and then we have this go across here, and then a similar looking thing here. Why is there an Enderman teleporting around? And, oh, should I just have shelves like that? Or should I do chests? I could actually, I think shelves like this would be cool with item frames, and maybe, like, I could even do, like, wood involved. You know, I could get different textures going into our shelves, and I think that would be pretty cool. For example, this way. Oh, crap. Watch me need the sword now. If I do it like that, it actually makes a lot of sense to me. We could do middle support ways. So, like, here we could go there and then do another one there. And then we can continue it on from this one, or we could have it as its own. I actually really don't mind that. And another thing we could do is have them a bit wider, which I think I will also do because I like the idea of, like, walking on either side. Seems like there's different stuff there, and I can do that. Then again, I can do that with the single wide ones. Yeah, see, I don't mind that. I might actually do some research, though, so I'm going to go give Minecraft shelves a quick Google. By the way, I'd highly recommend that to someone. If you're building something and you can't design it good, Google it, and you'll get inspiration. Don't copy, I suppose, because then again, this was a lot of Googling, like, to get ideas, but I didn't end up copying. I just ended up, like the roof I saw and I was like, oh, I like that roof design, and then I liked one of the building designs, and I kind of mixed them all together. But is that really copying? I feel like it's taking bits that you like and building your own creation. Okay, guys, so I was just off getting my little color palette of blocks here. We got a decent one to at least make some shelves. I also did some Google researching of shelves, and honestly, not too many, like, ones that I'm super happy with, but we'll play around with it. I've got my own little ideas, but I do want to put the furnace here. I've taken away a window here, a window here, and I'll take away all the windows. No, I won't take away these ones because, I might be willing to make this one a 3 wide window, but we will see. What I was thinking with this is I was actually going to do it double wide, but I feel like it's going to protrude into the room too much. So I think we'll keep it simple for now until I feel like adding more to it. And there we go. Furnace for our room, or heater, whatever you want to call it. Oh, I don't like how it's not centered in here, but it is actually centered above. Yeah, and that door can't be moved. Ah, that annoys my eyes. Did I? Yeah, I did show you guys what I did with this and how I was doing that. I do have a lot more cobblestone. I legit thought I was actually starting to run out. Anyway, so I really like the designs where there's like an end piece at either side, which, we'll give a shot here. So basically they have, like the shelf like this, and then there's like these as end pieces, and I don't mind those end pieces being bookshelves. What I think we could do here is go a bit extreme with this one, our first one, and have the bookshelf going to the roof, and then the shelves like this going into the corner here where there's logs, and then they go like so across the wall. Now I know it blends, but like I said, I'm willing to change our color palette in the future. I just want to really do designing, and that is alright. I don't mind it. Maybe have a cobblestone block on top just to break the end of it. Yeah, I feel like that actually really helped a lot. I definitely think we need a different color for our bookshelves though, because like the oak and the oak just blends so much. It really makes it not as visible as I would like. I definitely want to have bookshelves incorporated in some way, whether even like I could scooch it in the middle somehow. I would be happy to do that, like something like that, and then like I have the shelves go from either side like so, and then maybe at the end of the shelves I have these, and then let's do that, and boom. But what I want you guys to do is leave a comment, firstly, of suggestions of different color palettes, which I'll give you a list of this color palette so that you guys understand what it means, because it's only a new term that I recently learned not too long ago. So my block / color palette here is cobblestone, there, oak logs and oak planks. Not too much extra blending in, whereas this one has a bit of stone, which I don't actually mind, and I realized we could really get a lot more out of that if we... Oh, this has a bit of stone, but not very much. We could incorporate more stone. And then there's little design things like buttons, so maybe buttons, fences, doors. You could have block palette and design palette, and you can list some things. And I want you guys to do it with the shelves and what ideas you guys have. Maybe tweet me some links to good shelves you found on Google Images, or maybe ones you've built. And the other thing I want you guys to do is, did you mind me telling stories? Because I used to always tell a lot of stories, but I'd always make sure I was doing something. And I think it's a nice mix to get to know me better, as well as get some progression done. But the other thing is, I don't want to work on the general story in the next episode, because that's a few too many episodes in a row. So feel free to leave a comment of something else you want me to work on. I might do a cover of like an update, like, oh, I did a bit of this, did a bit of that, let's go get in the nether, you know? Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment. If you're new, feel free to subscribe, and have a beautiful day, guys. I love my world now. It's getting prettier and prettier each episode.